Alright, here we go. Round 1, Baldo Invitational Tournament 2020. This is the big one. Johnny Bongo versus Grim. Who knows how this will go? Two of the top seeded players for this, as we all know. First, let's see what civs they got. Here we have Johnny Bongo. Ooh, the Goths. They'll be happy with that. It'll allow for some good early game aggression. What does our friend Guy have? Here we are. Grim with the Mayans. The Mayans. Another strong civilization. So, I don't think either player will be using their God-granted mulligan. Each player in the tournament gets one mulligan to be used within the first 3 minutes. Now they could either use this if they have a bad start, a bad civ in the first 3 minutes, or if they notice that their opponent has a particularly strong civilization that they don't want to play against, they could also use it for that. I should note that both players have also had one map ban each, so they've also applied that as well. Other than that, what map did they get actually? Let's just take a looky-loo. Oh yes, splendid. Interesting layout. Nothing too alarming here. Plenty of gold, plenty of berries, plenty of boars, plenty of turkeys, obviously. Johnny Bongo, pretty much identically favourable. A little bit slower in gathering up his turkeys. A little bit slower, but that won't stop him. He's got them all. As long as they aren't stolen, he'll be fine. He's clearly taking his time, enjoying himself. His first competitive run out in quite some time. Johnny Bongo, I should point out at this early juncture in the stream, is the favourite to win the Baldo Invitational Tournament for 2020, having been crowned champion of the previous Baldo Invitational Tournament 2019 and the tournament prior to that. Here he is luring a boar. He's having great fun, waiting for that turkey to be finished and gobbled up before the boar is killed. Villager barely took any damage, turkey eaten, boar dead right under the TC. You love to see it. Certainly a joy to watch thus far. Meanwhile, let's take another look at what Grim is doing with his boar lure. So, not quite as efficient, has to be said. Unfortunately, a little bit of distance there between the boar and the TC. Turkeys maybe got in the way a little, but he does have a phenomenal amount of turkeys. Nice and pretty at his TC, so he was the victim of his own turkey gathering success, you might say. A little bit of scout action here in the middle. Two ships passing in the night. Looks like they didn't notice one another. Let's just take a look at the scouting from the players now. Take a look at the scouting. So Grim's got a good idea of his own base, but he hasn't found Johnny Bongo yet. Flip over to Johnny Bongo. We see he has found Grim just now. And he's got a decent notion of his own surroundings. You can see a cleverly placed barracks over here. Oh, he's going for the Eagle Warrior. To no avail. Might give him another go here. Oh, the turkeys are under threat. That could be big. That's a lot of turkeys to lose. A lot of turkeys to lose. Oh, the eagle is down. The turkeys are safe. The eagle is dead. Some shenanigans there from Grim, for sure. Some attempted shenanigans. Don't think they paid off, but it shows that he's willing to push the boat. He's not willing to just sit back and let Johnny Bongo have a fun time. Johnny Bongo's gold mine interrupted. Pretty early for a gold mine, but he might know what he's doing. We'll soon see. swap back to Grimm's view for a second. So Grimm also on the early gold for sure. Got a villager out in the Badlands here for Johnny Bongo. Building some houses in the middle of nowhere. It's a pretty good strategy though. That barracks gives a nice safe area all along here. Johnny Bongo probably planning on walling along here, although if he had a better understanding of the map layout, he would realize that he could actually wall right to the edge if he just moved up here to this relic. So not great scouting there from Johnny Bongo, but at the same time he is no worse for wear tactically, and he'll probably scout that area eventually. We've got some early aggression here from Bongo. He's moved his militia in from that barracks that he used to block up that gap. Grimm doesn't seem too worried about it though. We can see that Grimm's villagers have a loom, so he's not too worried. He's killed off one of the militia already. And the other, and now the scout goes down as well. I'm taking a look here. No villager losses on Grimm's side, I would say. No villager losses. All in all, I would rate that as a dismally unsuccessful raid. Repeat, dismally unsuccessful. But it remains to be seen what it'll do to the game at large. Johnny Bongo still holding a modest score lead. Repeat, modest score lead. Let's take a look at the economic overview. Neck and neck almost in terms of villagers. Grimm just one behind Johnny Bongo in terms of the villager counts. Neck and neck now. Johnny Bongo about to peel ahead again. Grimm with a better, much more ambitious population maximum of 40, but that's just because he's housing off this gap here with a house wall, so plenty of population space for Grimm. Won't be a problem to him. Clearly that raid has rattled his cage a little. He doesn't want to get raided again, so he's just taking some palisade steps here to close these gaps up, although still fairly open on the western flank over here for the time being. Taking a look at the number of idle villagers, we got 0 for both. KD ratio obviously very much favoring Grimm at the moment for Bongo's failed raid. Johnny Bongo still maintaining that modest lead. He switched over to farms. Grimm is still very much enjoying his turkey dinners for the time being. But I'm seeing maybe a lot more villagers here on wood for Grimm. Got 12 on wood for Grimm versus only 6 for Johnny Bongo. That tracks though. Grimm is playing the Mayans. He's probably going to feudal into archers or something along those lines. Wouldn't be too surprised to see a wood heavy military unit choice from Grimm. Let's take a look at their economic stockpiles for a moment. Johnny Bongo heading up into the feudal age with a nice stock of food, probably going to aim for a fast castle with a food stock like that, although we'll soon see if that pans out. He's going for another barracks here in a classic Goth maneuver. Might go for a feudal rush with that food and gold stock that he's built up. Could be an interesting one to see. He's now about to enter the feudal age. Grimm already in the feudal age. Just beat him to the feudal age there. Also has a healthy enough food and gold stock and much more wood. And there are the archers, just as predicted, on the boil from the archery range. Where are his archery ranges? They're forward. They're ready to go. Those archers could be the perfect counter to any kind of militia man-at-arms rush that Bongo might be planning. And I see that Johnny Bongo just researched man-at-arms, so that could well be the plan. Unusual, well, they have loons, so I'll allow that boar kill there. Interestingly, did Bongo kill his third boar, or did he leave it go free? I see he's hunting deer now. A little bit of extra food. He's getting the eco upgrades. Repeat eco upgrades.
Shot it.
Meanwhile, Grim is going for the archery blacksmith upgrades to bolster what is a raid that looks like it's just about to begin. He's got a nice bevy of archers to reinforce that queued up. Here come the militia from Bongo. He's queued up 4. That might not go so well for him against archers. That could be a mistake. He might have been better off going to castle with all that food. Might have been better off going to castle. What he'd really like to see here are some knights. He's doing some quick walling here with an archery range. So he might be safe from those archers for the time being. Let's see what his food supplies are like right now. Oh, he's actually got plenty of food, so he probably is going to go up to the castle having seen those archers. The archers have actually got in. He didn't get his fast walls up completely, unfortunately. Now this is bad. Unlike the militia raid that we saw earlier, there's definitely some deaths happening on Bongo's side over here. At least one villager down. Many others will never walk the same way again. The militia not in high enough numbers to beat the amount of archers in this raid, I don't think. And more archers are arriving as we speak. It's not looking great, although he is heading up to the castle age. So technically, even though he's somewhat on the back foot here, all he really needs is to hold out for the castle age, queue up enough knights, and sort out this archer raid. But it looks like he might be floundering here. I'm seeing some idle villagers. I'm not seeing a lot of reaction. Grim is taking a cautious approach. He's heading around the periphery of the base, avoiding the town center as best he can. He's taken a score lead because Bongo's clicked up the castle age, but Grim is now clicked up as well, I notice. 25%. Bongo building perhaps a belated tower. Will it get up in time, we wonder? Looks like it will. But not without a cost. Skirmishers are coming out. That's good. Grim is now taking some losses. And he's falling back. A good switch to skirmishers. I actually have to go back and take back my words earlier when I said that Bongo might be floundering. It was perhaps premature of me to suggest a player of this caliber, and a player so used to performing archer rushes himself would be spooked by an archer rush like this, even one of this magnitude. There's a lot of archers in Bongo's base right now, but he's calmly queuing up skirmishers. He's in the castle age now. He's got some towers to protect his gold supply. He's getting some stone to build more. All he needs is to build up a sizable enough amount of skirmishers, which he's doing. And then he'll be able to rout these archers. He will want to get these villagers here on stone tower of their own, because they are a little bit exposed currently. He's currently doing some good exchanges, skirmishers with archers within the TC range. I see that Grim has peppered in some skirmishers of his own. Okay, Grim has noticed perhaps the stone mining villagers. That could be a problem.
Ja.
So, in a straight fight, I should note that Bongo's skirmishers are better than Grim's. Grim is just upgraded to crossbowmen though, and that could be a problem. Bongo's food income is now presenting himself with a problem. What he'd probably like to be making against these troops are some knights, but obviously without a sizable chunk of food, that is not an easy prospect. And he has had to spend a lot of food aging up, and he's replenishing his lost villagers as well to keep that gold income up and to keep that wood income coming in. Grim's raid is kind of stalled here though. He could be moving back and disrupting the economy, but he's probably just sizing up. He's bringing some villagers forward now, probably to castle drop and try to seal this in. That's probably why he's distracted a little with his troops. He's going for a second TC boom back here. Bongo remains under pressure here. The wood line has now been interrupted. He is building a rear wood line instead under the tower's protection. So there might be some trouble here. Forward castle's going up. Perhaps a little conservatively placed. I would actually have popped it onto this hill here if possible. Might not be space though. But it doesn't really matter because it looks like Bongo is probably fallen past the point of no return here with a military discrepancy of 40 army size to 6 in Grim's favor. Some more towers going up here from Bongo. Grim willing to sacrifice some crossbowmen to get some sweet villager kills. Even going so far as to kill a helpless turkey. You hate to see it, but he's certainly interested in closing down Bongo's economy completely. And that stranglehold he has on food is certainly evident. The only resource that Bongo has been able to reliably collect in the last 20 minutes or so has been gold, thanks to that first tower. And that first tower, I think, has actually been manned this entire time as well, so that's 5 more villagers that haven't... Oh, here they come now, actually, as I mentioned it. Who haven't generally been active this entire time. More skirmishers queued up. They're now elite skirmishers, so Bongo does have that going for him. And he is waiting to build up a sizable amount of them, which is a good tactic. So he is somewhat making up for the military discrepancy, 15 now to 45, but it might be too little too late. So we can see that Grim is continuing his research. He's now going for Eagle Warriors, which will definitely pose a problem, because the skirmishers that Bongo is now building to counter the archers won't be able to stand up against the eagles when Grim brings them in. tower defenses are well placed, however, and Grim has to fall back for the time being on this side. Nothing in Bongo's build queue right now. I think he's aware that it's going to be a difficult prospect to even get Grim out of his base at this point, let alone to turn this defense into an offense. And here come the Eagles on Grim's side. Eagle Warriors ready to come in and finish the job. Siege Workshops going up. Not looking great. Meanwhile, Bongo is queuing more skirmishers, not realizing that once those eagles come in, those skirmishers won't last very long. He still has his towers, but Grim is queuing up some mangonels. And the eagles in sufficient numbers will be more than capable of taking down the towers. Bongo building a stone mine in a very exposed position here, and Grim will punish him for it. And it's GG. The game is over. Bongo realizes that with his population reduced to 26, his elite skirmishers decimated by the Eagle Warriors, all is over. And Grim takes the victory in a shocking upset for the Baldo Invitational Tournament. The reigning champion knocked out in the first round. The only question on everyone's lips is, what will happen next?